first question out of the gate is just simply, how the heck do you just up and become atheist after being a pastor for a whole year?
Well, I think people that are on a spiritual journey often talk about their faith and using the language of journey. And so I don't think I up and became an atheist. I think like everybody else, I'm on a spiritual journey. When I was a pastor, I pursued my spiritual journey in public, and so I just am in this space where I'm not a pastor anymore, and was given some freedom and space to think about questions that I've had for a long time about the Bible and religion and faith, and I just decided to spend a year really exploring the other side of the coin.
I totally understand. I know a lot of people who talk about, of course, being on a journey, be it spiritual, religious, but I can hear Christians listening to you, or believers of some sort of deity, and they're thinking, this guy may not have been a true believer. I mean, how do you just turn away from Christ just like that?
Yeah, I mean, people have made those kinds of statements. Again, I think religion and faith are things that are full of nuance and people's personal experiences. My experience is not like that of some others. And I think the tendency that people have is to think of religion and faith in binary categories. So you're either all of one thing or you're all of another thing. Either you're completely a Christian and completely sold on all the ideas about being a Christian, or you're an atheist and you've completely abandoned all faith. And I think the reality that I've discovered in the last 6 days for sure is that the vast majority of people are somewhere between those two poles, and I'm with them in that middle space.
I have so many more questions, but let's just get into your background with the church. You were asked to resign as pastor last March. Tell me why.
I think over the years there have just been some growing differences between myself and the denomination, the Seventh-day Adventist Church, over theology, some policy issues, some social issues, our desire to stand with the gay and lesbian population in our community and members of our church that were gay, lesbian, transgender members. And so we came to some disagreements that were, irreconcilable, and I think we all agreed that it was, I had sort of outgrown my place in the Seventh-day Adventist Church.
So what is the end goal here?
For the year?
For the year. For your journey.
Yeah, for me to just kind of discover for myself kind of where I'm going next on this journey. And, to be clear, this wasn't intended to be an international kind of journey that wasn't done in public. I started this as a personal project.
You started blogging, not realizing this would be picked up.
Of course. I mean, a friend of mine said, I'd really like to read along with you. And I know probably a handful of other friends that would like to too. And like most blogs, I thought maybe 100, 200 people over the course of a year might look at it, and we'd have a nice little interesting salon conversation. And
instead you're on CNN talking about your personal, spiritual, and religious journey. We're going to follow it with you, I know, along with the guys with our Belief blog, so we'll see what happens. Ryan Bell, thank you so much for sharing something that is so personal. Thank you very much.